So, hello everyone, this is part 2 of our day trip to York. So, after visiting the Rail Museum, we headed towards the Shambles Market, and here we have a lot of scenic things to see, and this York Minster is one of them. So, Shambles is a narrow medieval street in the York, famous for its overhanging timber framed buildings, and some of them dating back to the 14th century. And this is one of the best preserved medieval streets in Europe, and it's major reason for people visiting York. So, historically, Yorks were basically famous for the butchered streets, and the word shambles itself means a stall. So, later on, that was associated with the meat market. So coming back to the street, if you see nowadays it is filled with independent boutiques, sweet shops, bakeries, artisan stores, and the famous York Coast Merchant, which even we also visited there. Okay. And the Shambles is, one of the most photographed street in Britain, known for its picturesque angles and atmospheric lights. And Shambles is one of the York's must-see sight. And also you'll see, a several wizard themed shop inspired by the comparison to the Harry Potter story. And it is very good attraction for the history lovers, photographers, families, and anyone exploring the York's medieval charm. And then we reached to a cat shop, so it is like one of the several cat related shops and attractions in the city, and which is located in the Shambles. So the shop is actually small but highly rated and often noticed, because the Shambles is one of the York's busiest tourist street. So getting inspired with the wizards and the cats, so this is a good place to visit for the cat lovers. And as I said, there are several Harry Potter inspired attractions in the Shambles. So this is one of them, you could see, with the clown and the crowd coming in. And also we saw there the the broom inspired from the Harry Potter. And here it comes, the very famous butterscotch beer spot. So we thought of giving it a try. So we went inside the shop, and it is something like a sweet butterscotch flavored drink sold in several themed shops around the Shambles. And it is inspired by the fancy style drinking from the books and the films. And it's usually like non-alcoholic, creamy, and sweet, and it's served cold. So basically, it was non-alcoholic. So even I had a sip of that, and it tasted amazing. I have never had any a butterscotch flavored drink. So this was really amazing and a good experience. And also you can see the narrow passage of the Shambles Market behind this man. It was quite good. Now comes the York Minster. So then we reached the York Minster, and this is basically one of the largest cathedral in the Europe, famous for its medieval, stained glasses and often rich experience that you can't find anywhere else. York Minster is like a metropolitan church of Saint Peter in York. So this is the the second highest office in the Church of England. And and it started raining heavily, so we waited for some time and then we moved to the next destination, that was the ghost merchant shop. So this is very famous shop where it sells the unique handmade ghost, and it offers a theoretical experience shopping, and you can see a viral culture phenomenal in York. So the shop creates handcrafted ghost, and each made individually in small batches, usually traditional craft methods. So no two ghosts are the same, and each one of them is considered as a spirit all its own. So buying a ghost isn't a transaction, it's actually a ritual. So over 1,000 ghosts are displayed at once. And also something unique I saw there was the owls. So the real owls appear in the shambles market because some local falconry and bird of prey organization brings them to educational purpose and display them, and using them for the fundraising. So they are not actually part of the market itself, they are visiting displays run by the licensed handlers, and licensed falconers bring owls to York to teach people about the conservation, British bird species, and responsible wildlife care, fundraising for rescues and rehabs. And the Harry Potter inspired broom used by the wizards, the heavy rain in the shambles market. So York is often described as one of the most haunted cities in the world, and the ghost merchant lean into this heritage. So their ghost actually celebrates the city's long tradition of storytelling and folklore, and that is the purpose here. You can see more than thousands of ghost figuring, I can say, and each one different from each other. And you see have a theoretical experience as well while you visit the shop. And then we went to the M&S food shop to buy some snacks. And then we took a bus from a bus stop in front of the M&S food back to Leeds, and we reached around 5:30 in the evening, and it was a good day. So you could have seen it was raining so heavily, and then it was so bright that I was unable to open my eyes. And again, the sky is clear and it looks so beautiful. Such a picturesque and scenic view. This is the benefit of sitting on the top of the bus, so you get a good view while coming back as well. Looks like some miniature houses. Wow. And also we saw a cow farm. So yeah, that's it for the day. So it was quite unplanned, and it's just 1 hour, travel from my city, Leeds, and I have never been there since I'm living here in UK for quite long. So whosoever is visiting here in UK near Manchester or Leeds, definitely this is one of the place they should go and experience the medieval era. It actually feels you're teleported to the medieval era, and you have a good experience. So definitely a good visit and a good day. And thanks for watching this. Like, share and subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.